And hello and welcome to episode 2 of the KotaKast with KingKota. Obviously, I'm KingKota playing the KotaKai. Today, today I should say, we are here with Gooba Caressa, Saxzu, whatever you want to call him as, playing Carrying Cross. How are you today?
I'm doing good today. I'm doing decent.
Would you like to introduce yourself quickly for people who don't know you, which surprisingly, I think people should know you by now.
I'm Goober Crusher. I'm Saxzu. I'm Fluffy Cards. I go like Goober right now. I play Carrying Cross. I play R-Truth in KWE. I'm one-time tag titles in KWE, and I'm VR Chat Wrestling Tag Team Champs with Bryce.
So, the first question being, how did you discover KWE? What was your first impression on KWE, knowing that a lot of people hate KWE at this very moment?
Well, when I learned of KWE was when I was with AJ. And they were just starting. He thought they weren't going to do good. I didn't really care. And then they did good. I started caring. I hated them. I don't know why. Just they were doing so well. That's pretty much it. How I figured out KWE.
And now you're part of KWE as one of the most successful people, besides Cozy. But
I wouldn't say successful. I won tag titles with Madman, aka The Miz, but I got fired a few weeks afterwards because I joined back.
AJ.
What's his name? AJ. I left AJ, joined back KWE, and I'm still here for right now. For hopefully the rest of the time they're still here.
Now, obviously, you've had some on and off days with AJ. Can you explain the times of how he kind of released you from the company, I should say?
How AJ would release me from the company?
Yes, because when I was there in XFW for the shortest time before AJ didn't like me, I got released a few times, you got released a few times, I definitely got banned when I unbanned everyone from KW to let them raid the XFW server. So how many times has AJ fired you? Was it a love and hate relationship?
I've been fired or released, whatever you want to call it, 3 times. First time because I crashed him on accident. Second time was because me and Shoelace were planning on retiring. Shout out to my brother. He got pissy, saying we didn't do anything for the company, so we left, so we technically just walked out. Third time was when I came back this recently time, and then joined back with KW.
And obviously, AJ's probably not going to know this, but I was in XFW, I was in XFW as JC Mateo, and you know that he would rather give Jamie the spot, or he would rather give Zach the spot, or he would rather give the person who's playing solo a spot, and he didn't really give me or Savage an opportunity, and it was kind of Jimmy, who at the time I liked, but now he can be a complete douchebag, who said, give these two a spot, or all of us are out, and we decided that day that all of us are out the company.
And that's why, that's when I recruited FTW. Let's see, Savage got an opportunity. Let's see, you were going to get an opportunity. And all these newcomers that were just starting VR Chat Wrestling were getting opportunities. Sure, I had the undisputed title in FTW, but I lost it to Savage.
Which he deserves more of to be the champion than AJ. And that's another question here. Obviously, with Cozy being all these characters, what was your reaction when you learned that AJ basically stole all of Cozy's characters and his brands for his company?
I wasn't really surprised when he did. I knew he was going to steal KW's designs, all their ideas, which is when he asked me, because I knew how to make stuff. I still know how to make, design. I still know how to the steel designs, etc., he came to me when I was still in the company saying, "Can you take off KW's design and put it with GCW, XFW, whatever you want to call it, whatever he was doing at the time?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, fine, whatever," because I didn't really care at the point. But yeah.
And obviously, as I did say before, we did rate that survey, by the way. Which is the next question. How did you get KWE with somehow the help of me, because I was an admin in that company, to raid XFW's, not their show, but the entire Discord?
So the how I got them and all that, Cozy DM'd me asking for a favor. In return, I could come back as R-Truth. So came back, helped him with that, and I was admin. And then AJ gave me ownership. So as soon as they joined back, as soon as KW all joined that Discord, I got a nuke bot from Jermaine. I think Damien or Jermaine. I got the nuke. I nuked the whole server, and I nuked his new one, his other one, and then I didn't get to nuke his new one, his recent one. But yeah.
Which, AJ, here's the thing. No disrespect, but you really, first of all, you really need to stop changing your account names every single month. And you need to stop changing your company names about every single week, because I don't know if you noticed, but he would do like maybe two weekly shows, one pay-per-view, then change the name, do 2 weekly shows, one pay-per-view under the new name, and then change it again. So, obviously, you and KOTA run a successful YouTube trolling account. Would you like to explain how that came about, and was it during the second time you were about to leave XFW?
It was the second time, yeah. So, we were planning on retiring that second time, but then we never did. We were going to focus on VR chat boxing, but I was also I was focusing on football and VR chat boxing, and also trolling, VR chat recordings. We told AJ, he thought it was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was gonna be a bad idea. He thought we weren't gonna make it. Well, I'll tell you this, AJ. Out of all of our videos, let's see. Out of our past 2 videos a month ago, we haven't been posting recently because there's been a little thing with me and KingKota that happened. We've had a total of 673 combined. Out of 2 of your XFW live streams, it's more than you ever got. Okay.
And
yeah,
and maybe they can mention, if they want to, they can mention our podcast, because one of the dream people, I know this is going to sound weird, but one of the dream people I want on this podcast, especially to share how he came up with the company, is I want Cozy on this podcast, definitely. Even though Cozy or Kilgo won't like me as the Gola guy, they're going to have to deal with it. Now, knowing that you are carrying Cross, when was the first time you discovered Carrion Cross, and when was the first time you wanted to play Carrion? Because now you basically everyone knows you as Carrion Cross R-Truth.
The first time I discovered him was during 2023, I think. His NXT debut is when I figured him out. I really liked him. I really liked him a lot, but I didn't like his like buzz appearance. I wasn't really into it. Yeah, I really liked his shorter hair and now his long hair, which he's not WWE anymore. But I wanted to start playing him recently because Cozy gave me the opportunity. I never really wanted to play Carrion. I thought he was a good wrestler. I really liked him. But Cozy gave me an opportunity to play Carrion. I took the opportunity. But people don't like how I play Carrion. They don't like that I'm carrying KW. They can go cry me a river. Honestly, if they have a problem, then they can go say it to Cozy. Especially Cam. No diss, Cam.
No diss, but Cam can be a weird, actually really big jackass. Now, I can do voice impressions, like I can do one of the Joker, and I can do other ones. Have you learned how to do Karrion Kross's voice yet? Especially when you do promos for KWE.
Carrions. I haven't got it down yet. I haven't really been focusing on them. If I ever get a promo as Carrion, I would probably try to do it that night beforehand, like maybe 3 hours before the check-in. If he told me how to promo, then yeah, I would probably focus on it. But I've only had matches. I've had two matches as Carrion recently. I've had one with Gunther, which was yesterday. That they pre-recorded it. I had another one with Obafemi and Sikoa. That was live. I didn't win, obviously. But it's good. It's fine. I'll have my moment.
Now, as we know, VRC Wrestling's WrestleMania sadly shut down after the first night. What was your reaction of basically everyone hating that KWE was night one and basically calling it practice to the actual KWE WrestleMania?
I didn't really hear anyone hating. I heard a lot of KWE talking about it. They weren't really hating. It's mostly Firestorm glazing KWE. No diss Firestorm, but it's true. A lot of people say it in KWE general and voice chats. They say you glaze, and I mean, if you looked at night one and night two, they were all KWE members. All of them were KWE members.
It was just night one because we never got a chance to do night two yet.
Yeah,
just night one.
Never got to. And here's the thing also about that. If KWE never showed up to that night one, it would have never happened. That's the whole thing that Firestorm said. He said if Cozy or none of them showed up, then he was not doing it. So, there's that for you.
And obviously now we don't know there's going to be night two because there's the rest of the community who still needs an opportunity. For example, I really wanted that opportunity to cross one match off my bucket list and cross two of my opponents off that bucket list was going to be Cozy and Dorky, those two I've never faced before, and I was hoping to replace Kilgore in that triple threat match at Open Mania, but sadly I couldn't because Cozy and Dorky wanted a one-on-one match. Those two people, if they're watching, one of these days I want a match against one of you or both of you at the same time. Doesn't have to be in KWE, can be in a regular, could be in TBD, a company I started, could be in a performance center, could be in a public instance, a Fence Plus, whatever. But one of these days, Dorky and Cozy, I will try to challenge you to a match. I feel like everyone wants to face Cozy because how big he is. He's basically like Bunkers, which is the next question on the list today. You've heard rumors. Everyone's been talking about it for the 2 years that it's been up. What is your reactions to KWE being called the GFW's 2.0?
GFW's 2.0, it's complicated. If they want to say that, they can. I haven't really heard any of those rumors. I've just really been minding my own business, focused on my life and KWE, obviously. I've never heard any of it, but since you brought it up, I mean, it's a company, okay? GFW and KWE, they're not really alike. They're kind of alike. They've had the same members, obviously, but it's just because they were two popular companies. They've got their own worlds. They have a recorder, same recorder, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't know. But I don't really know. No comment.
The next question is, with KWE ending, as I said to Carson, the first person on this podcast, what's gonna happen after KWE ends? Because most of the KWE people are gonna retire. Do you plan on retiring, or do you plan on going to companies like VFG, WWR, DCW, especially BWE, which started even though Death Door doesn't want you in, which I'm still trying to get him to, or even my company, TBD, which just started?
I think the plan is I'm gonna slow it down after KW shuts down. I will probably join TBD, give or take. I might start up FDW again. I don't know, with Cooter obviously, but at the moment I'm not really sure. We still have a little bit for KW to go until those last two dates, and I'll probably have an answer.
The next question is, I've been wanting to know this, Big Red's wants to know this, everyone in BWE wants to know this. What happened between you and Death Door?
Me and Death Door? Nothing happened between me and Death Door. It was Death Door and Shoelace that started something. I don't know all of it that happened, but Death Door wanted to start something with me for no reason. I don't know what. He's saying I try to copy him by stealing his name and all that. He's just, Death Door's a loser.
Oh.
He got mad at me because I asked for Seth Rollins at BWE. He was on 5th Seth Rollins, and he was complaining about losing his VRC official rank of Seth Rollins, even though I don't think anyone at KW knows him, okay? Even though KW's a popular company, I don't think anyone knows Death Door. He's just a sore loser. He's a little baby. I don't really know.
And Big Red also asked this question when it happened, which I kind of wanted to know also. That's why I saw this whole podcast and dig down deep into people. What happened during that quick argument, that little on-off argument between you and Shoelace?
Shoelace? The reason why it was mostly because I joined KWE back.
Mm-hmm.
But then Shoelace didn't really know, or well, he knew, and then I banned him from all of our groups, like FDW and the Discord channel of the Crusher Brothers. It was just a whole thing, really. It's over and done with now. We just had an argument. We're back together now. We're fine. So yeah.
And the final question of today's episode 2: who is your dream opponent before you retire, before KWE ends, that you want to face?
Before KWE ends? Well, I have two. One is AJ, if he really wants to. I don't really care, because me and AJ go way back. Second one, well, 3. I lied. Second one, Savage. So he just retired. If he can come back for one match for me, I would love that. My third one would be Cooter, aka Shoelace.
Well, thank you for being on today's episode. We will try to get Kota on the episode next. Stick around for episode 3 where it gets even more juicier. But the question I ask everyone before I end, to the camera especially, how do you do at combat? We will see you next time, ladies and gentlemen.